Hi, everybody. All right. You remember back early on, I told you about the word because. And I told you about the word because is a powerful word. All right, I want to do another word thing today. Not the same sort of deal. It's not because this is powerful in that same way, but it's a good word to discuss, and that's the word if. And I want to make 3 points about the word if. The first one, let's do the negative thing first. All right, if can really be a bad shake, and it doesn't serve you well either if you use it as a cop-out. Now, lots of people use the word if for a cop-out, and they're not even aware that they do it. And if this is you, stop doing it, okay? For example, when you make an apology, either make an apology or don't. I mean, if it's important, let's say you're apologizing for something you don't even think you did wrong, but you're doing it anyway for whatever reasons. And lots of times we do that, right? We apologize for things we don't think we're guilty for, but we're trying to work with the other person. But you blow the whole thing if you use the word if. I'm sorry if I offended you. Just skip it if you're going to use the word if. Just say, I'm sorry I offended you, and let it go. But if your real point is, well, let's get a couple things straight here. One, I'm not guilty, but I can see that you'd like to hear something, so I'm going to throw you a bone. If that's what your apology really kind of amounts to, just don't. Say, I'm sorry, just let her go. Don't say if. And the old famous one, if you've been inconvenienced, you'll hear that as, we're sorry for any inconvenience. Well, nobody's sorry for anything. Anyway, that's not if, but same line of thought. Just don't, okay? Don't use it for a conditional thing. It ducks responsibility and it's dishonest, so don't. All right, but let's do something positive here. Okay, another great way to use if is if then, basically, right? Now, you can, I'm looking at my notes over here, okay? If you can get conditional agreement from several different people for something, it's kind of doing a negotiation in advance where they don't have to negotiate with each other. Nobody's got anything to lose. Everybody's free to just say yes, assuming they can. But you can say, you can go to one person and say, well, if I can get the other two guys to agree to this, would you be willing to go along? Would you be willing to do that? And they say, well, yeah, if they're willing to do their part, I'll do this thing. And you can get that with as many people as necessary. You can get lots and lots of people going on that. You just put the deal together and then what if it to death with everybody else. And I actually did this very successfully once in my life. I have kids, and my kids are all very successful, well-adjusted, everything just great with the kids. But I don't want to tell you, they were teenagers once, okay? Anyway, one of my kids got in some trouble once, right? And I'm talking about the kind of trouble where we were sitting in front of a judge, and the judge had, judge wasn't going to be able to just let this thing go. He had to do something. Anyhow, I came up with a solution. I talked to somebody, and it amounted to service, okay? But I went to that person and I said, listen, if the judge is okay with it, will you be okay with doing your part? And he says, yeah. He says, if you get past the judge, I'm good. So then I went to the judge and I said, hey, listen, if you don't really feel the need to put this guy in jail, which, judges are looking for ways to not put people in jail. They really are. They're not out to get us. And particularly if they can identify that we're basically okay. We just need a 2x4 upside the head. And so he's looking for solutions, not more problems. Anyway, I said, I set it up with this other guy, and if you'll let him go, then he can go through this thing. Is that okay with you, Judge? And the judge says, yeah, sure. So there was an if-then thing. I negotiated the whole deal. And you can do that same sort of thing in almost anything you got to get a whole bunch of people to come together on. Try it out. The third thing, and we'll close up with this, is just for creativity. When you ask yourself, what if is good in a few different ways. One, for just inventing some new scenario. I mean, I don't know what your what if, but if it's like, you have an idea of something you'd like and you say, well, what if I did so-and-so? Well, then you can let your mind wander. Well, what if? And you can see all the consequences and all the little ways that goes and the little brick walls it hits. And but you can what if it and what if it and what if it. And if you what if long enough, you find a path to something. You figure out something creative that you can do or really just have. We'll just leave it at that. The final creativity piece is problem solving. I keep going to what if you had somebody you wanted to let, or you need to let so-and-so go. And, you got 99 reasons why you don't do it. And you just kind of get stymied in it. Well, when you go off to think by yourself, remember that, right? You say, what if? What if I did this? Then what will happen is the same process as the creativity one. You begin to go down all the different little roads, but you what if, and you find a path to get to someplace. What if will help you solve problems. Okay? So there's the word if. If is a good word for you. See you next time. Hey friends, I hope this was useful to you. Would you do something for me? Would you please share this with anybody you know that ought to hear it too? And then would you please give me the thumbs up and subscribe, right? That's kind of important on these things. Feel free to leave comments. All right, thanks a lot. And now get out there and do some winning.